Hey there, what you feel is motivation, pleasure, or even drive. All of it has one thing in common: dopamine. But dopamine is not just about feeling good. In fact, it's much more about anticipation than reward. According to Dr. Andrew Huberman, dopamine is the brain's way of saying, keep going, you're on the right path. Every time you set a goal, every time you pursue progress, not even succeed, just pursue, your brain releases dopamine to keep you moving forward. But there's a catch. If you chase dopamine through quick hits, scrolling, sugar, or stimulants, your baseline drops. And that means you'll enjoy things less and less over time. The key? Learn to find pleasure in the effort itself, not just the reward. Dopamine isn't just about feeling better. It's about becoming better. So, how can we use dopamine intelligently? Not to chase highs, but to build lasting momentum? Dr. Huberman explains something powerful. You don't need a constant dopamine spike. You need a healthy baseline, a foundation from which motivation, focus, and discipline naturally rise. And here's the key: dopamine is trainable. For example, if you reward yourself only after achieving a goal, like eating that dessert only after a workout, you teach your brain that effort equals meaning. But if you reward yourself before or without effort, dopamine floods, then crashes. The brain starts expecting pleasure without work. That's where motivation dies. Huberman suggests something called dopamine scheduling. It's the idea that you intentionally delay pleasure and instead find reward in the process itself. Think about it. When you tell yourself, "This run is hard, but I love that I'm doing it," you shift the source of dopamine from the goal to the journey. And that rewires your brain, literally, to seek effort, not escape it. Another powerful method: intermittent effort. Huberman explains that when you take breaks during hard work and then return to it with intention, dopamine hits harder and more sustainably. That's why elite performers don't just push nonstop. They recover strategically and come back sharper. And what about external dopamine? Things like caffeine, social media, video games. They're not evil, but they're tools, and like any tool, misuse leads to damage. If your day starts with 20 dopamine hits from your phone, don't be surprised if your brain can't focus on work later. You've spent your drive before even starting. That's why Huberman recommends dopamine fasting. Days or hours where you remove all the instant gratification triggers. It resets your baseline. You begin to feel more with less. Appreciate simple things. Focus longer. Sleep better. Because dopamine isn't just chemistry. It's a compass. It tells you, this matters. Chase this. Build this. And the more you respect how it works, the more you can work with it, not against it. So the next time you feel unmotivated, don't ask, what will make me feel good right now? Ask, what will raise my baseline, my standards, my life over time? Dopamine can be your downfall or your driving force. You choose.